my name's Alia, I'm 39. I was born in South Yorkshire and then came up to Leeds to go to university in 2000 and stayed here every year in Australia ever since. I'm an A&E doctor. I'm a mum of two, and unfortunately in 2017 I was diagnosed with a large brain tumour. Zara was my youngest, was about 8 months old. I went to see the brain surgeon, and he said that they could operate or they could not, but if they weren't to operate, this would be fatal. So I didn't really feel there was much of a choice. That was in the June. I had surgery in the August. Immediately after the surgery, I couldn't sit up, I couldn't swallow, I couldn't speak. It was not an easy time. So I didn't make contact initially because I just wasn't capable of either such planning or that speech. So my husband got in touch with Aviva, my income protection policy.
I spoke to Claire Conlin, who was brilliant. I mean, she was just so helpful and kind and reassuring and decent, which strangely I didn't expect, but kind of guided me through the entire process and made it really, really easy. We would probably have lost the house if we didn't have it. And I didn't have to make that choice. I realised that for the first year or so, after any injury like Alia had had, the first couple of years, you've got a peak period of neuro rehab. You can recover better during that period. If I could go to them and say, look, will you consider investing in lots of extra therapies for Alia with the chance that she gets back to work and she gets better, which would be phenomenal for us as a family. And I sent this off as not expecting anything, and then came back and said yes. And that led to a really extensive package of neurological rehab for you for months. And you surged during that period what you could do. Things like picking Zara up.
So 4 days a week for 4 hours a day, there was a mix of physio and occupational therapy and a small amount of speech therapy. And not only was that really useful for the skills it gave me, but it also almost hardened me to go back to work. Like, it meant that I felt able to commit to doing something for that length of time.
It made a huge difference. And to the point whereby, from my point of view, and this is a bit selfish, but I could go out the door. I could leave you and the kids without being worried. That made a massive difference. To be able to, to be able to leave you guys briefly, and then, you know, I'm working nights tonight, you're looking after the kids, and that was unthinkable. That was unthinkable.
As part of what Aviva offered, they involved ergo.com, and I was allocated my own. She's an OT by background, but she managed my case and she accompanied me to work, looking at what we could do to make the workplace more accessible to me. That probably lasted for about, the back to work spot probably lasted for about a year to begin with, particularly in terms of my mobility. She was incredibly helpful at making sure I was able to access as much support as I needed. She facilitated me getting an electric wheelchair and taxis to and from work because I didn't have a driving licence.
When you ask our oldest daughter about the time that Alia was in hospital, she actually comes back with a series of fond, happy memories. And that, to me, is probably one of my greatest achievements in life. is that Layla, despite everything that you've gone through, and to some extent we've gone through as a family, our kids are happy and they don't look back terrified at that period, because we could be there for them as a family. And I could look after everyone, and I had the financial ability to do that and to be there rather than to be at work.